Good day, everyone. Welcome back to the Obstacle Racing Media channel. Today's video, can't say I'm thrilled to bring this one to you, but it's my job to bring this stuff to you. Been on my mind. I know it's been on a lot of your minds, those of you that race professionally in the sport, those of you that pay attention to this sport, this thing we call professional OCR. So listen, I've got the Dunks, I've got a LaCroix, so let's settle in. And I'm going to make this as concise as possible. There are a few reasons it appears that the Spartan Race Elite side is dead. Now, before we all go bananas...
Special news bulletin. Godzilla is now in New York City. The city's been invaded by Godzilla.
I want to make very clear... I don't think Spartan the company is dead. As a matter of fact, I think a lot of what they're doing is saving money, which will actually help the Spartan company, the Spartan brand, the people that get up off their couch every day to go do the Spartan, or the people that train in a gym all the time and do, their local Spartan a year, or maybe they do a couple a year. But those folks are fine. They're going to continue to put on nationwide events. I am on record as saying I don't think Joe will ever give up. If the pandemic did not kill that company, nothing can. And Joe will always put on races. And if in a worst-case scenario they're putting on 20 instead of 40 a year, that's what's going to happen. But Spartan's not going anywhere. But we're here to talk about those of you that care about this elite side of the sport, the Pro Series. Yeah, I just adjusted the microphone to be closer to my mouth. Wasn't that smart? I once heard that you can tell what a man is committed to by what he's doing. Not what he's saying, just watch what he's doing. So let's use this example. A man says to you, "Oh, my family is the most important thing. I'm the absolutely commitment family, number one." But that guy is out in the bar almost every night, or at the casino almost every night, and comes home when he comes home, and he's clearly not putting his family first, right? Right. So company's the same thing. We've been making this joke for years about safety is the number one priority, or we put the health and happiness of our employees above everyone, and then you kind of know that's bullshit. So when Spartan says, this is what we're committed to, it doesn't matter. What you can watch is what they're actually been doing and what they put their priorities on. Let's start with how they've looked at the broadcasting side of things, right? One way to get people to be interested in your sport is to broadcast it. Might be the only way to get people interested in your sport. And way back in 2014, Spartan signed a deal with NBC Sports. NBC Sports Ventures, a division of NBC Sports Group, Spartan Race, the global leader in the sport of obstacle racing, and Reebok today announced a multi-year strategic alliance that will provide unprecedented coverage of the Reebok Spartan Series across NBC Sports Group platforms, and we will see all groups cooperate in joint marketing, promotional, and sales efforts. That sounds pretty awesome, right? 3 big brands. You got Reebok, you got Spartan, and you've got NBC Sports. But the coverage was great, and it was the documentary style, which people weren't thrilled with at the time. Many people wanted the live races. Many people thought, why are you doing the side stories and all the stuff that they did? And on the hills of whatever. One of these days I'm going to put together the video of On the Hills of and put them all together, but I don't have time right now.
10,000 feet above the sea, on the edge of the Rocky Mountains, 6 a.m. race day. And as the sun slowly rises over Pennsylvania's Blue Mountains, it's 6 a.m. race day, and the hills of northwest Montana sit quiet and calm. As is often the case in the Pacific Northwest, a thin layer of gray clouds blankets its rolling hills and dense green forests.
But that's a big deal, and now it's on television. And there were people out there, I've met them. I think Johnny Little Lima is one of them, maybe? I can't remember. Somebody. Maybe Chris Mendoza. Somebody said, "Oh, yeah, I saw this stuff on TV and I wanted to do it." Ryan Woods, maybe? So it definitely does it direct thousands of people to run the race? Not necessarily, but again, it's growing the sport. And if we look at niche sports that we were kind of comparing ourselves to at the time, so MMA and CrossFit was kind of who we thought we were kind of like, oh, here's a niche sport, super small group of people interested. How do we get a lot of people interested? So that first deal those shows are on 5-6 times a year, and super cool, right? Then that deal goes away, and Facebook partners with Spartan partners with Facebook. And Facebook Live was doing a huge push around this time. So this is the fall of 2017. Spartan teamed up with Facebook and its new watch video platform, live events through the 2017 Spartan season. The inaugural Facebook Watch live stream event is set to cover the 16-mile Reebok Spartan World Championship in September and October. So Mutter has a similar deal. I worked with Tough Mudder on that. I got hired as their broadcaster for the Tougher and Toughest.
Host today, right? Matt Davis from Obstacle Racing Media is here. How you feeling, Matt?
Dude, I'm stoked.
Super stoked. We've done a few of these events together now.
The band is back. This was essentially the same type of broadcast, same broadcasters. They brought Megiddo along, but Facebook Live. And we did that for 3 years, 17, 18, and 19. 2020 rolls around, and they realized, okay, that's kind of expensive. You still need, if you're not doing it on TV, but you're still doing it on Facebook, you need a truck and a producer and lots of wires and cameras and people and things. And they go, okay, let's just do the gimbal. Let's get the rabbits and do the what's called live to tape, which is they film it live, right? The only way to tape it is live. And then you do the voiceover afterwards. So Megiddo would either be there or back at his house, and he would do the broadcast and give you that live, what's called live to tape. So he probably hasn't seen it, or maybe he has, but he broadcasts it as if it's live. So the pandemic happens. There's not a lot of racing involved, but that's what they did for part of 20 and all of 2021. Towards the end of 2021, folks like myself and OCR Report were doing our own version of running with a gimbal and broadcasting it on Facebook Live. And so OCR Report was able to off Spartan this for free. And Spartan says, if it's for free, it's for me.
If it's for free, it's for me.
If it's free, it's for me.
Because they're spending less and less, right? You're going from big TV to Facebook Live to just your own gimbals plus Megiddo talking on after it. So all you're doing is paying the rabbits and Megiddo. I think there was actually one where there was no voiceover. They just showed the rabbits. Last year was just OCR Report doing a great job, but Spartan pays nothing for it. And it looks like, as of now, that's what's happening again. I saw an OCR Report schedule. They listed the 3K series, and you and I know Spartan ain't paying for that. So that's where Spartan's commitment is around live coverage. Let's spend as little as possible. So that's part one of this equation. Hey, quick break to say that I love my Dunkin' Donuts. I hope you're enjoying a Dunkin' or a Starbucks or whatever kind of coffee. If you want to support this program, which helps build this castle, I'm not in a castle, I'm in a co-working space. But if you're like the proverbial castle of Obstacle Racing Media that helps keep the engine running, and yeah, buy me the occasional dunks. You can become a Patreon member. There are links below. And if you forget, you can go to patreon.com/Obstacle Racing Media and find out. You keep the show running. We really appreciate you. Let's get back to the show. The second part is the prize money. Now, I tried to find the historical data. It's hard. I've got an article up every year that talks about the Spartan Race series. There's literally a link for every single race, 16, 17, 18, 19. And every single one of them, when I click on it, I've got some information. And then I say, for the complete press release, go here, which, of course, is nowhere to be found on any Spartan Race website. So I'm not sure of all the money going all the way back, but it was pretty similar. I think 3,000 for the race. I'm not positive, but let's go to the most recent data I do have, which is 2021, 22, and now this year. So let's pull up 2021 for prize money. The numbers we have from 2021, I believe, are similar to the previous years, not including the pandemic, obviously. But as you can see, the big five events paid 318, and then all the way down to 10. And the National Series paid 7,321, and then all the way down to 10. In 2022, they announced they were getting rid of some of the money for the regular races. So there used to be the regular races were all 532 or 531 at every single race, every Saturday, every Sunday. and they started to cut those back on some Sundays. And then when 2022 rolled around, they took away many of the regular races, but they did bump up the payout per race, and they did bump up the overall series. And this is literally putting your money where your mouth is. You're saying, listen, we're not so worried about the local everyday races. Go do those, have fun, whatever. But if you want to be a pro, go to these races, and you can make more money than you've ever made before at these races and in this series. Moving ahead to this year, they announced a brand new format, which we'll get to shortly. And we didn't hear the payouts, and we didn't hear the payouts, and we didn't hear the payouts, and then the payouts were finally announced. The payout amounts were dropped drastically to $1,500, $1,005. That's just it. Top 3 used to pay 10, now top 3. And the series pays 5, 2,500, and 1,000. And again, used to pay the top 10. And this is for a series that, as far as we can tell, nobody asked for, which is kind of the biggest point of them all. This 3K series, this is how we're going to get to the Olympics series. As most of you know, the money races were mostly supers and beasts. So those were 6-mile or 13-mile races. And now you've changed the format completely to a series of 1K races with a 3K final. And when you add in all the other stuff, people who wanted to do this professionally, the people that chased this, the people that traveled with these races and chased these podiums and did all this, they're just out on it. You know what I mean? If there had been a better relationship between Spartan and the pros over the years, and less trust, which is a whole other set of videos about how the pro teams have changed and how they're late on payments. I mean, these are massive issues, but they all lead to where we are now, which is this 3K series that even the people who said they'd be good at it, like VJ Jones, aren't thrilled about doing it. When you don't even tell people until a couple months before the thing happens, how committed are you to its success? It's kind of feels like slapped together. Like, oh yeah, we want to be in the Olympics. We've connected to World Obstacle. How do we get to the Olympics? Well, we need to be this other thing that isn't quite obstacle racing in the first place, with a laser gun.
Hottest toy this Christmas.
Laser tag.
Laser tag.
And yeah, go do that, and you'll win $1,500, which doesn't even pay for your travel. I think Spartan has essentially killed their Pro Series. I really think they have. Let me know what your thoughts are. I know there's still Savage Race, who's giving away similar money. I know there's still other races. This video is about Spartan, and if you think they killed their Pro Series, let me know in the comments. Love you. Miss you. Mean it. I've got to run.